Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we have one of these diamonds in the rough here. His name is Brian Holiday. He's the defensive lineman out of Northwestern Oklahoma State. Nice to have you on here, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So, what a lot of people really don't know about you is you're this big, strong guy that's plugging up that middle there. So, why don't you go ahead and kind of set the stage a little bit? Tell me where you're from and how you actually got to your university.
Well, I'm from Waco, Texas. I went to Midway High School. It's a really good high school. Wasn't recruited at all out of high school. I had my sets on going JUCO. I was gonna go talk to the coach down there in Navarro, and then my dad and my our cornerback coach at the time ended up getting a call, and it was from the cornerback coach's old teammate named Ken Gordon. He coached at Northwestern Missouri, got championships as a player and a coach. And he was a new DC hired at Northwestern, and he basically pulled over on the side of the highway and basically offered me a spot right there because he loved what he seen on film. And it was just kind of disappointing because I didn't have a lot of offers, and I popped out on film in high school as well. But I just didn't get those looks that I wanted. And then that was my only offer, and I rolled with him to the end. 6 years, just rolled with it to the end because it paid off. I gave this university my all because they gave me my only chance.
Gotcha. Well, obviously somebody believed in you and gave you that offer. So let's take a step back to Waco, Texas, there with you in high school. Did you participate in any other sports?
Oh, yes, sir. I was in track and field. Track and field and football is really what I did.
Gotcha.
And
So I'm assuming what you mean by track and field is that you were a thrower, correct?
I was a thrower. I ran too, but it was just really I ran too. It was just
Yeah, big dude though. Not many
big
people are
dude,
gonna
big
expect
dude.
you to like run like these 100-meter races.
Oh
So
yeah, they breed them in Texas.
no,
Track.
for real. So you feel like doing a little bit of the track and field stuff helped you as a football player overall?
Oh yeah, most definitely, because on top of going to track workouts, we had spring off season conditioning as well. So, and it tied in with everything. If you get faster in track, you get faster on the field. We always taught that ever since we was little kids.
Gotcha. So why football, man? Why do you love this game so much?
Man, it's just all around. It's just a team sport, and I love the physicality of it because it's our coach like to say legal violence. Like you having a bad day or whatever, you can just take it out on football at practice and the games, and it's just where I get to let go. Me being the big as I am, I got to hold back a lot of anger because it might frighten a lot of people. But when I get on that field, it's different.
Well, it's to be expected. I mean, you go out there and you could just lay in on somebody and not get taken to jail. So you're good.
Thanks.
Obviously there at Northwestern Oklahoma State. Talk to me about your university, man. I mean, like that campus, maybe your professors. Talk to me about the school there.
Oh, the school itself is great. Like, the people are great, professors are great. They're willing to work with us. We got, being in the D2 program, they give us study hall, and professors work with us with our grades. We gotta, they sit down with us and we go through study hall with them, and it's a great. Like the people are great too here. And the football aspect, our football team, we struggled a little bit, but I still to this day, they're still my brothers, and I would never look at them no different. The resources wise, we don't have a lot, so this is a get it out the mud university, and that's kind of the mentality we have. We fell short of that this year, but we got a mentality of we just get everything the dirty way because we don't have a lot of resources, don't have a lot of money, and
Gotcha.
so
And what have you done there as a student? I mean, have you already obtained your degree?
yes, sir. I obtained my degree. I got my bachelor's in health and sports science and a minor in psychology, and I'm working on my master's degree in sports administration and adult education. I got 2 more semesters of that.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, at the very least, I mean, you've had a lot of time in college to, obtain those degrees. So definitely, get it while you can, man. I mean, because after football's all said and done, I mean, you're going to have something to fall back on.
Right.
What do you think that might be for you down the line, like maybe like 10, 15 years down the line, like, maybe with that, with those degrees or something else? What do you see yourself doing?
Oh, definitely coaching. I love this game. I love this game. I can't see myself not being a part of this game until I don't know until God tells me to come home because I love football and coaching. And then I always, some of my closest people and my great mentors have always been coaches. Besides my stepfather has been my coaches. So I want to be that for a kid. So I mean, when I go back home, I help my old teammate out sometimes with he had like this PB program, and I just love helping kids, and I just want to do that.
All right. Well, dude, let's talk about your guys' defense there.
Mhm.
For your university. How would you describe that defense? Can you kind of uh, you know, set the stage as to, how you're utilizing that defense and how you would just describe that defense overall?
Our defense overall, we move around a lot. We move a lot of pieces. Our DC, he wants to play a lot of man, he wants to blitz, and he wants to. Our defense is made for our linebackers to make plays, and I hold up the double teams and make them flow around. And how they utilize me, my coach, he moves me around a lot. He likes the way I play. I'm physical. I'm fast. He puts me on the outside sometimes. I'm mainly a three tech in the nose, but sometimes I line up at DN. Um, it's just he especially my last 2 years he let me go free because he seen what I had in me. He seen what I had in me since a freshman. But he utilized me. He utilized me real well, and I appreciate him for that.
Gotcha. Who's been your most impressive teammate as as a football player? So, whenever you think about the guys that you've been teammates with, who sticks out for you?
Definitely Maurice Wright Jr. He was he was All American linebacker for 2 years. He was a Divas Player of the Year for 1 year. He's just all around dog, like just all around. He's actually playing in the EFL right now, the European Football League. Um, he came out during COVID because so they didn't have any rookie camps for NFL and all that. So it was tough for him to get on the radar, but he definitely was one of the best players I played with. And then Aaron Barnes, he was a two-time all first team all conference guy. He ran a 4.240 as a DB. He's actually a receiver coach at Iowa Western right now. Shout out to them boys. They're going to the national championship, so he's doing good right now. I think he's still trying for the league, but he's focused. He got focused on his coaching right now because they're playing for the national championship this week.
Gotcha. Well, definitely got to give a shout out to some of your boys there. So, definitely a program with some talent. Obviously, maybe not having like the, outcome in the season that you guys had hoped for, but dude, I know that you've had to have some great moments during your time there. When you think about some of those games, some of those plays, is there maybe one of those moments that you can share with me, like maybe one of your favorites?
Uh, One of my favorites is definitely I'll say last year when we played SWASU and because SWASU's our biggest rival. We played them last game of the year every year, and we don't like them boys down south, put it that way. And I was able to have one of the best games. I think I had 2 sacks that game, and I had a lot of bunch of tackles. I was flying around sideline to sideline. It has to be one of my favorite games because we didn't beat SWASU this year, but we usually beat SWASU, and I'll say I had a big impact, but that game, they for sure felt me. And then I'll say this year it had to be the Monticello game. We was going against one of the top quarterbacks in the country. He just got nominated. He just got nominated, but he was midweek. He got put in the Harlan Hill watch list, and he was one of the best quarterbacks that we played since. And then we was able to contain him. I was able to make a lot of big plays in the backfield. I had a sack and a forced fumble for a touchdown. It was just a big game. We was able to come out on top. And sadly, it was our only win of the season, but it was against one of the best teams in our conference. So it was just we started them losing. So I'll just leave it at that.
Well, hey, I mean, when you're up against your rivals, I mean, shoot, if you're going to get a win over anybody, you got to get that one.
Yeah,
So definitely.
it sucked we didn't get it this year, but any other time we got to get that one.
Well, hey, it's all right. At least you got a couple good memories, of you making some great plays out there for your team. So, What do you feel separates you as a prospect? I mean, you're obviously eyeballing the pros right now. What do you feel separates you from all the other defensive linemen out there?
I'll jump out on film instantly. You cut on film, you know, if when the scout cuts on film, he knows that okay, this is a guy that we're definitely here to watch. And then also my hands, I have violent hands. I'm strong, and I'm powerful. That's one thing I love about D line. It don't matter what level you at, you can't fake being physical, being fast, and being strong at the point of attack. So if you can show those things, I know I have a good chance because I show those things on film, and that's what separates me apart from a lot of guys. And my
Gotcha.
oh, my bad.
And I know another thing about you. Again, very successful. You talked about obviously making some plays in the backfield. I know at least per my notes, two-time all first team all conference athlete, and then also a team captain. Can you talk to me about what it means to be a team captain for your school?
It meant a lot. It meant a lot. Not only was I a captain for my football team, I was looked at as a leader around campus as well, just based off being voted captain. And it just means a lot because I know those guys respect me a lot, not only for my play, but for my attitude that I bring to the meetings and to film and to games and to in the weight room. Like I know all that passion I put into it, they felt that. So that's why they voted me team captain twice. And it was a little bit surreal because I remember my freshman and sophomore year, I was like, man, I want to be a team captain, but I don't think the guys really understand where I'm coming from. And then my junior and senior getting those nods was pretty cool. And it's player voted. Our coaches don't vote for it, so it wasn't like a favoritism thing. It was they sit down. We got to vote for team captains in our meeting, so it was pretty cool. Most definitely.
So, a funny little thing that just kind of came to me, as a team leader, have you ever laid into one of your teammates?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's I try not to, but it's something you have to do as a leader. I one thing that popped in my head is we had a guy jump off sides this season, and we let it. I let him have it, and then we had my other D lineman. His name's Nehemiah Lewis. He was a captain as well, and we just let him have it. And our coach gave us the freedom, like man, if you don't like what this player is doing, tell him to get out and we get some fresh legs in there. And that was probably like the funny moment of being a captain. And then you got those horror moments where you got guys that mess up, and in Alva, Oklahoma, we don't have a lot, so it's only football in school. So when you mess up out of those two, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? So I had those hard discussions as well with players, mainly freshmen and sophomores. But it was just like, yeah, I had before. It was just something you
I,
have to do.
I just kind of figured I'd ask that question. Talk to me a little bit about how you've developed during your time there in the weight room. I mean, coming in as a freshman and where
Mhm.
you're at these days.
The biggest thing for me, so my going into my, I had red shirted, and then literally the first second week of practice, I had ended up hurting myself, and I gained I gained a lot of weight, and I got up to 385 pounds in 2017, and I just worked my ass off, man. I did a lot of stuff on my own. I worked with my strength coaches. I had two different strength coaches here, and they got me right. So going into my redshirt freshman season where I played, I got down to 340. Then my sophomore season, I got down to 330, and then we had a COVID year, and then that 2021 season, I got all the way down to 320, and it was just I just steadily as I was losing weight, I wasn't just losing weight, I was losing weight and putting on a lot of muscle. So like I'm 320 now, and I get a lot of compliments because people are like, "You don't look like you're 325," and I'm like, "Man, you'd be surprised where I came from."
Well, I mean, dude, losing like 60 pounds, I mean, probably like one of the toughest battles that you've probably had to face. So, and the fact that you are, where you are right now versus like way back when, completely night and day. And now you're at this point where you're a legitimate prospect. So we'll see what happens with all that. I do want to take a second and not talk football a little bit. I want to get to know who this Brian Holiday is outside of football. So talk to me about yourself, some of your interests, hobbies, or anything else you got going on in your life that you want to share. So talk to me for a little bit.
Some of my interests, of course, like I stated earlier, I love working with kids. Um, I love working with kids with special needs as well. My mom has a business called Agape Homes, where we open up our house to kids with special needs and they have learning disabilities and stuff. And that's another reason why I want to do what I do with kids, because my mom is just, that's really pretty much it. I love doing that. I play the game here and there, but it's mainly football, man. Football and working out. I committed my life to it for so long. It was just, I really don't have a lot of hobbies. I play the game, I hang out with my friends, and I try to look after the kids when I go home for breaks and stuff like that.
So I know you've been pretty disciplined about getting yourself to the weight that you're at, but do you have like a cheat meal every now and then? Like, is there something that you still like, try your best to indulge in every now and then?
I love wings, man. Chicken wings is something that I can't resist. If I have chicken wings, it's over with. I love wings, and I say that's pretty much it. Wings. We have this place out here. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's called Cancun. I get the jam-packed burrito when I get to cheat a little bit. So, yeah, wings and the burritos is my weakness.
Well, hey, man, everybody's got their weaknesses. I mean, I could, for one, do the same, down a bunch of wings and tacos and stuff like, almost every week. So, but definitely got to, keep myself honest, you know what I mean? So that so it doesn't go crazy. But anything else about yourself that you got going on? I mean, do you have maybe a special talent that not everybody knows, or what?
I used to sing. I haven't sung in a while for anybody, but I used to sing. That's a secret talent. I'll say, like, if you get me worked up a little bit, I could sing a little bit here and there. But other than that, not really.
So
I was
your teammates ever catch you like singing in the shower or something?
Oh yeah, for sure. When I was in the dorms, I'll be singing in the shower just, and we had community dorms, so they give me a hard time for it.
Well, hey, it's all good. I mean, when you're in the dorms, I mean, you're living with your buddies, and stuff happens. I definitely know how that's like. So, Brian, it's been fun just trying to get to know you a little bit off the field, but let's circle right back around and try and close up everything here. So, obviously there are some scouts that would be interested in you coming to the pros, the NFL, or maybe perhaps one of these other leagues. What would you tell these guys? I mean, talk to them directly and hit them with your pitch as to what they'd be getting if they took a chance on you and brought you in. So go ahead and close this out with that.
You getting somebody that works hard, very hard. I've been started from the bottom since I was in high school, and this is no different in college for me. I also know the game of football. It's not just my ability on the field. I know personnels. I know the schemes. I know exactly what you should get or what you probably gonna get in certain setups. I know football, and like they always say, 90% mental, 10% physical. I have the physical part, but I also know football, and that's my biggest thing. I pop out on film, and for the scouts that have seen me, they know that, and that's why they love my game. And but I want all 32 teams. That's my biggest thing.
Well, hey, I mean, obviously there's got to be somebody. It only takes one to fall in love with you, and give you that opportunity. Like you said, I mean, I feel like there's a lot that you do offer a team. I mean, you could be that guy who could plug the middle. Like you said, you're also utilized, as a 3-tech occasionally. So you do have a little bit of versatility there that somebody can move you around a little bit. Some big mitts. Who I know can, lay into somebody with some violent hands. So that's what people be getting in a guy like you. Also a good quality leader as well. We've already mentioned that one. So, Brian, it's been fun getting to know you and you sharing your story. Do wish you best of luck moving forward. All right, man.
Thank you.
Sure. So once again, we got Brian Holiday. He's a defensive lineman for Northwestern Oklahoma State. Definitely check him out.
Thank you, sir.